prayers and meditations. Thank you, honorable members. We may be seated. Let me welcome all the honorable members in the House. And honorable members, please note that this special sitting is convened specifically to allow honorable members to bid farewell to the late honorable member of the Executive Council, Dr. Hon Tate Makgoe. Let me also convey my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Chief Whip for responding positively to my request to convert today's sitting into a special sitting in response to the tragedy that has befallen our province. Honorable members, I'm going to proceed with the roll call. Honorable Premier Olisitubana.
Present.
Honorable MEC Khadija Brown.
Present Speaker.
Honorable MEC Matsidiso Goloi.
Present Speaker.
Honorable MEC Dimakazo Mahasa.
Present Speaker.
Honorable MEC Monsentiu.
Present Speaker.
Honorable MEC William Bulani.
Present, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable MEC Mutlahuma Kabata.
Present.
Honorable MEC Makalomuhale.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable MEC Tembeni Ngambisa.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Speaker Lucy Mapene.
I'm present Speaker.
Honorable Thabo Meku.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable Sarah Muleleki.
Present Speaker.
Honorable Vusomozi Chabala.
I'm present, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Uletiso Mutsweni.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable Sam Mashini.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable Roy Jangleson.
Honorable Speaker, I'm present.
Honorable James Vituka.
Honorable Speaker, I'm here, thank you.
Honorable David Van Vieren.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable Mufirifiri Mokoena.
Present, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Leona Clenans.
Present Speaker.
Honorable Marielle Pitoi.
Present Speaker.
Honorable Madiba Chabalala. Honorable Mapaule Dipoku. Honorable Dirampele Nanyane.
I'm present, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Malifan Simanga. Honorable Amon Klute.
Present, Speaker.
Honorable MEC Makgoe. Honorable MEC Makgoe. Honorable MEC Makgoe.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Hon Tate Makgoe is no longer with us. We have certainly learned of his passing away last Sunday on the 5th of March 2023.
Honorable members, I wish to call on honorable members and everyone in attendance to stand up for a moment of silence for prayers and meditations. Honorable members, for the orders of the day, honorable members, we've arranged that today we should afford political parties represented in the legislature to deliver their messages of tribute in honor of the late Honorable Dr. Tate Makgoe. As agreed by the multi-party whips yesterday, each speaker shall be allocated 3 minutes. I'm going to call Honorable Hon Tate to the podium.
Thank you, Speaker. In his letter to the Ephesians, Paul writes, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Let me repeat the first sentence, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood." And remembering Honorable MEC Tate Makgoe, this passage comes to mind. See, with Honorable Makgoe, it was never personal, although we had opposing political ideas and convictions. With Honorable Tate, it was never about flesh and blood. We fought political ideas with each other. We disagreed passionately sometimes about our convictions, and sometimes we agreed, like his warning that universities are becoming, or that our education system is becoming university-centric. I also remember last year how he challenged universities to uplift Sotho to a full-fledged education status language, not just a mother tongue. That was a noble idea, and I hope that challenge will remain and be accepted. But we disagreed. But with Honorable Tate, there was this space where we felt one should agree, but not taking it too personally. We will remember Honorable Makgoe for his contribution to education, but I always will remember his wittiness and sometimes mischievous smile he had in this house. And he had a very mischievous smile. Speaker, ultimately we are fragile human beings. We break, we cry, we miss people. Some of us are parents, some grandparents, and we do what we do because we believe we are creating a better future for them. So it's a tragedy when a member of this House dies in the line of his duty. Speaker, our heartfelt condolences and deepest condolences to Honorable Makgoe's wife and his children, Palesa, Maki, and Junior. Also our condolences to the ruling party and colleagues who knew him well. It's a sad day today. Hon Tate Tate, may your soul rest in peace. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tate. Honorable Nanya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. EFF Free State message of condolences for the late MEC for Education, Honorable Tate Makgoe. The EFF was so saddened to hear horrific passing of our dedicated cadre who instilled passion for education across the length and the breadth of our province. To the Makgoe's family, friends, to the Free State Legislature colleagues, we are sharing in your loss. As we remember this prototype messenger of our beloved Department of Education. The Free State prides itself as a flagship for excellence, all because of the commitment and the dedication from Honorable Tate Makgoe. Your consecutive 3 years, 88% plus mark will forever represent your name in our heart, because your selfless led a pack that emulated your principle in every respect. Honorable Speaker, le ha ne re tsamaya re sa dumelane ka ditaba ka mona ka tlung ya ke tsaya melao hobane re le mekga e fapaneng, e ne se hore re hloyane, e ne mpa e le ka moo dipuisano di neng di tlameha ho tsamaiswa ka teng. Ha re bua ka mohale, re bua ka monna ya tshwanang le mohlomphehi Makgoe ya leng a itela bakeng sa ho sebeletsa setjhaba sa Free State ka botshepehi le boitelo. Jwale re le mokgatlo wa EFF re re mora Makgoe, Honorable Tate, robala ka kgotso. Re boele re kope ho Ntate Modimo hape re le mokgatlo wa Economic Freedom Fighters, re re ho Modimo re a kopa tlamella maqeba mofumahadi wa hae, bana ba hae, ha mmoho le leloko le ba amanang le bona kaofela. Re a leboha.
Thank you, Honorable Nehele. Honorable Jefferson.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I stand here in a very solemn moment to express the condolences of the Democratic Alliance Caucus, but also the DA in the Free State, to the Makgoe family, especially his wife Ivy, his children, his friends, and also the organization that he served for so many years, the African National Congress. Honourable Speaker, I also want to convey our condolences to the family, friends and colleagues of the member of the Protection Services, Warrant Officer Vuyo Mdi, who also lost his life during this tragic accident. We pray that they will find peace and comfort during this difficult time. Honourable Speaker, Tate Makgoe was the longest serving member of this legislature since 1994. When I arrived here from Parliament in 2006, he was here, and on Friday's debate, which he still participated in before the weekend, I never thought that he would not be here when I eventually retire from this legislature. Tate Makgoe was probably the most experienced MEC. He was the institutional memory of the Executive Council, in which he served the people of the Free State for a very long time. He was also chair of chairs of this legislature during his time as a member here. Honourable Speaker, when I asked my caucus to tell me what their thoughts were, I got different reactions. One of them was, Tate Makgoe was a gentleman. He respected the decorum of the House. he understood that while we differ here from the podium, outside we are not enemies, we always remain political opponents. And, Honourable Speaker, he had a very fine sense of humour. I remember he would sit there and we'd often heckle members across the floor, and he used to sit there with that smile, and we knew that he always had some trick or some comment up his sleeve which would bring some humour to the situation. Honourable Speaker, I just want to recite a small section from the poem, For the Fallen. Age shall not weary him, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember him. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Johnson. Honourable Wilson.
A terrible news of the ultimate and puzzling death of Hon Tate during the early hours of Sunday, the 5th of March in the year of the Lord 2023, burst upon us unexpectedly. Like a bolt from the blue came a dreadful news that one of our own, Tate Makgoe, was no more, and none of us were there to serve as his protective shield. Death came to him in a way we did not expect, and because of that, we were all caught off guard and were thus unprepared to be his armor in the time of utmost need, and consequently could not act as his protective shield. Hon Tate's forever charming character shall continuously remind us of the words of a Norwegian patriot, I quote, "Down the mean streets of our towns and villages, a man must go who is not himself mean, who is neither tarnished nor afraid. He is the hero, he is the winner, and he is everything. He must be a complete man and a common man, and yet an unusual man. He must be, to use that phrase, a man of honor by instincts, by inevitability without a thought of it, and certainly without saying it. He must be the best man in his world and a good man enough for any world." Honorable members, this word speaks to us about Tate Makgoe, a complete man and a common man, and yet an unusual man. A man of honor without thought of it, the best man in his world, and a good enough man for any world. This is the moment of great pain and grief to all of us, and more so, a moment of intense grief and sadness to the deceased family. At this critical time in the body politic of our country, especially in our province, we have a great need for outstanding patriots such as Honorable Makgoe. His death has created a breach in our forward line that will be so difficult to close. And because of his ideas, ideals, and his superior argumentative perspectives, which he normally advances in the course of any dialogue, we will miss him dearly. Indeed, the great beauty of our country and the province has passed on, but because he has planted many seeds in our hearts, he has risen and will rise again in the tomorrows and the new birth that the sun will bring. By choice, we must say that his spirit will never die, because we too shall try to walk the difficult road he traveled. As I conclude, let me borrow from Benjamin Israel, who once said, "The legacy of a hero is the memory of a great name and the inheritance of a great example." It was right, Hon Tate, that you should have stayed with us this far, and thank you for being what you have been to us, and thank you once more for whatever you have done to enrich our lives. My deepest condolences on behalf of the African National Congress to the family and the friends alike. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Musimbi. The Honourable Premier.
Honourable Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, today marks a very somber and painful moment for this, the People's Tribune, the provincial legislature, and indeed all the freedom and peace-loving people of the Free State and not least South Africa. It is a day on which we have to, with heavy hearts and bleeding hearts, confirm the untimely and tragic demise of one of our own, the longest-serving member on an unbroken basis of this law-making body, MEC Hon Tate Makgoe, from 1994 until his untimely demise on the 5th March 2023, as well as we also send our condolences to the family of Warrant Officer, his protector, Warrant Officer MD, who also passed on the accident, and we also wish speedy recovery to Warrant Officer Nkopane, who's recuperating at the hospital. Perhaps at this moment it is apposite to declare, as Voltaire would opine, I quote, "We owe respect to the living, to the dead, we owe only the truth," unquote. The truth of the matter, Madam Speaker, honorable members, is that at difficult moments such as this, true to our African cultural DNA, we demonstrate restraint in what we say, how we say it about the dead, our various perspectives about this or that matter, notwithstanding. Even as we speak during a time like this, we do not shout or scream when we address the bereaved. We speak in low voices that confer utmost respect on the dead, perhaps on death itself. Allow me, therefore, Madam Speaker, to take this opportunity to call on all our people to desist from saying or doing things that violate directly or indirectly the dignity and sensibilities of families of our deceased colleagues and comrades. We are here to pay tribute as the provincial legislature to a friend, comrade, and colleague who unmistakably set his eyes on whatever goal he had set himself with a view to achieving it. This he did with great verve, the determination and laser beam focus, and naturally he would carry it to its logical conclusion. In his previous roles and responsibility as the election manager of his party, the ANC in the Northern Free State, as a result of his grit and determination, the Northern Free State region bagged awards from our ANC headquarters for an excellent performance ranging from computers to cars. All the while, this bore the fingerprints of Pule Tate Makgoe. As we recall this and many great exploits of MC, we dare not enter his good deeds with his bones. Our education landscape was radically changed because of his singular acts of courage and outstanding foresight. We thank his contribution and the family that borrowed us. Robala kakapa, ikotlulle kwakwariri, khanulla sehanyata, bota koku. Simply the best is no more. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Premier, honorable members, the message by the Honorable Premier brings us to the end of the business of the House today. We had planned to pay homage at his house, at Honorable MEC Makgoe's house of home, but we've learned, honorable members, that the family is still engaged somewhere. As such, we won't be able to go there as we had planned to at 3 o'clock. We would request the members of the legislature to avail themselves for us to be able to go there at 5 o'clock today. I thank you. The House shall now adjourn until further notice. This process adjourned.